What a song. I'm sorry, what was that? Hillary Rodham bar? Let me go back. Got a bill in my mouth like I'm Hillary Rodham. Whoa. Whoa. Rose gold. See, part of the song that doesn't age well is rose gold is so out. Let's be real. It's loaded lyrics. What I love about the song is like there's no innuendo, there's no analogy, metaphor. It's about grills for 4.5 minutes and just grill based bars. Pretty good. Michael, what's up, man? Do you know how many songs Monica has been mentioned in? I'm glad she's kind of made a good little career for herself. It's a very interesting situation she's found herself in. I feel like she's made the best of it. I think Chelsea is the best new era player. She got MJ to do her dirty work, even when it was against MJ's best interest. I see you're approaching this from a non-scientific lens. I did see the BB25 poster. I'll pull it up for you guys. Look, it's hard to be necessarily, I don't know, like excited about it or like feel victorious given the context of me being on the Big Brother 25 retrospective podcast. But let me see if I can find the actual poster itself. Here it is. All right. There we go. Shout out to QT. I think she just got back from some sort of experience, but I don't know what the fuck this Suri pose is. It looks like she's Elon Musking a bit. It's a little odd. She's a superhero. Yeah, no, I can tell that's the vision. Without the other arm, it makes it a little rougher. Why is Quinn not doing the BB26 retrospective? I'm the only alum who did it. It was me and Brittany Haynes for season 12. It's not BB Comics, though. What the hell? Yeah, I think Taryn didn't fully understand the theme of Big Brother 25, which is like, I don't think the show did a good job because there really wasn't a theme. But I think this is a fine selection. Again, it's not, we're not being objective here. This is not exactly a scientific selection. I think really you should probably pick one of me or America to represent the two of us and then have some third person, but you know. If you guys know how me and America were, we weren't exactly working together the whole time, so this kind of makes some sense. Do you know who makes the posters? No, I don't know who designs them, necessarily. What's up, Lavender, by the way? 2 employees in Surrey. Yeah, we're not just employees of RHAP. Apparently, we're employees of JAG, according to Surrey, so. Working double. I think there's only 2 seasons that don't have the final 2 on it. Yeah, look, I get it. Like, say what you'll, I don't care if you think Jag was a great player or a terrible player. He was not a great presence on the show in terms of, like, making for a very fun season. Fun guy. It was just, I don't think it translated to the show or the feeds too much. Whereas, you know, obviously Suri goes without saying. America, I think, goes without saying. And me. I'm in that mix. He gave us a shirtless grilling segment. He does look good shirtless. I'll give him that. We always told him he's built like a coat hanger. Like a mannequin. His shoulders are just like a straight line. You guys want to talk about the murder mystery theme that I think I called kind of early? I don't know. I think I was on that one. It's fine. It's cute. I think it'd be cool if they designed the house very like Knives Out castle mansion vibes. I think it'd be a very cool aesthetic, especially coming after 25 and 26 that they were so over the top goofy, especially 25. I mean, 26, AI, like, here's what I'll say. The fact that the season was good and people really liked the cast and everything hid the fact that the theme was AI. Are you kidding me? Imagine, like, they would have done an NFT theme for 24 or 25 if they were doing that logic. It was an AI theme. What the fuck? That's how I know y'all aren't objective. Y'all like BB26 was the best. No one criticizes him enough for this. Quinn's invisible HOH contributed to killing the Amazon rainforest. Can we talk about that for a second? If Quinn just had like 2 or 3 less jokes, they didn't even use them on the episode. There might be like 1 or 2 extra monkeys swinging around the Amazon right now. Janky's murdered night 1 and a house guest is the murderer. That'd be funny. I could see him doing something with Ainsley again. In terms of like, you know, someone kills someone night 1 and then it goes from there. I think they're going to try to, not necessarily capitalize on traitors, but like, I'm feeling we're going to have a saboteur of some sort. You know what I mean? Some form of saboteur, America's player vibes. That feels like the direction this is heading, which I hate. Because usually the way that works is America is voting on things, which is very bad. But it could be fun. Like, I like parts of it. I really enjoyed on 25 and 26 to a certain extent, whenever one of these, like, hidden powers was thrown into the house, and it creates a lot of suspicion, and you know people are lying to you, and it could sometimes jumpstart some strategy, some doubting, some relationship dynamics. Like, for us, Path to Power played a very large role, not just saving Jag, but also everyone being sus of everyone and spreading information and whatever. On 26, the drama just wasn't really there because everyone knew it was Tucker the whole time. And the deepfake HOH, obviously Quinn told everyone. So it was like, those twists just didn't land, but I think conceptually they could be okay. But in general, I don't love the idea of the twist, but we don't even know what the twist is, so maybe it'll be okay. How's he have to fight in the AI arena to find clues and save Janky? They're going to come out with, like, Big Brother lore books. Like, remember Five Nights at Freddy's? This fun little computer game. It's scary. You're running away from Freddy Fazbear and Bonnie and Chica. And then all of a sudden, people are writing fucking novels about the lore. Fazbear's Diner, or whatever the fuck it was. Michael Afton and all this shit. I feel like that's the route Big Brother's going down. Where it's this cute, silly reality competition show with slime and farts. Tequila, and now it's going to be like Janky's murder, the assassination of Janky via the multiverse gun, and how that affects T-Core's legacy. We're getting a little too lost in the weeds, in my opinion. Didn't BB Can already do something like this? Hey, bub, I don't know what you're talking about. Big Brother Canada doesn't exist. What? You're being weird. Who? Nurse, get him. He got out. If they bring back Janky, I'm blowing up Radford Studio. Add terrorist threat to Katie's resume. Would you be America's player if it was offered to you? Yeah. What do you mean? Hey, anything for airtime. You don't say no. They better take it seriously. I like to double down. Thank you, Anita Butita and Malfna for the 16 months each, respectively. I appreciate it. Campaign to get Ben from Genius Game on BB27. Oh, God, he'd be insufferable on the feeds. I'd love him. He'd be my favorite. But, God, would he be scheming a lot. Production hasn't watched any BB Can. I think they view it as BB Can getting canceled as like, see, guys, we won. Shut up. It's like, no. Need Catherine from The Snake on BB27. I need Catherine from The Vampire Diaries on Big Brother 27. Can we talk about that? I will say, we are getting awfully close to my fully fleshed out The Vampire Diaries Brant steal. I'm finishing season 7 tonight, and then we're on the final season. So to the 7 viewers who like TVD and Big Brother, this is huge for you. Now, I haven't seen anyone type this in the chat yet, but I do want to bring it up. It feels like you guys want to say something about not liking my facial hair, but you're not, and I appreciate your restraint, but I don't appreciate the undertones. Am I manifesting this out of nowhere? Or is this a correct read on the audience? I think it's more the latter. Who said that? It was implied, I feel, in all of your comments about Big Brother. Facial hair looks great. See, you guys are doing too much now. I'm going to shave. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. BB25 was above average. All right, bring it back. Where's Jacob? Jacob, I need some questions. Scared about the season because last year was good, and I feel like we don't get back-to-back good seasons anymore. I think 23 through 26 was a pretty good run. Obviously, people would view 25 as the weak link, but like these are solid seasons. 25 is a lot better than the worst BB seasons. A lot better than 19, 21, 22. You know what I mean? So I feel like we had a good run of 4 seasons. Do we get elite seasons back-to-back? You know, that's hard. I just wouldn't consider 26 an elite season, so it's like, I don't know. Steph running schedule. What's up, Mom? How you doing? I want to call someone on Twitter out, someone who's really been stirring the pot, crashing out a little bit. And when I say Twitter, I mean my email. Let's talk about NYU Health, because I went there, because I was like, Cory, it's time to be responsible. When I feel groin pain, I should go to the hospital, because the first time I lost a testicle, that was funny. That was chill. That was cool. Everyone loved it. Everyone's laughing to this day. I heard Matt make a joke about it like a few days ago. But the second testicle is way less funny, right? That's much more sad. At that point, I've been neutered, you know? So in that capacity, I'm like, let's go to the hospital. So I zoom over to the hospital. And I'm like, yo, my testicle hurts. And they check it out, they do an ultrasound, everything ends up being fine. It's literally a case of like soreness, you know, it's all good. You guys know how it is. There's so many reps I put in. It's natural. It's gonna happen at times. Shout out to Mom, by the way. And I get slapped with this bill for like $3,000. And it's like, privileged person discovers the U.S. medical system is bad. I'm realizing that's what I sound like. Well, anyways, I no more being proactive about health issues. From now on, I will just not go to the doctors and hope it works out. Soreness. Thank your girlfriend for that, by the way. LMAO. I will say, a bodacious bisexual, more of my joke to make than yours. Let me just very delicately put that idea across. Just don't pay it. I never pay mine. LOL. I feel like that's not the solution. Might be a solution, not the solution. If you ignore the problems, they go away. That's good advice. That is true, in my experience. Isn't there a thing where you ask them for an itemized bill and it's suddenly incredibly cheaper? No, I have an itemized bill. If you don't pay your medical bills, generally it's fine. Wait, this is insane advice. This is the opposite of like real advice. But like usually you're okay. They're not going to hunt you down like a lot of these medical bills don't get paid, but it does affect your credit. That's kind of like the worst consequence of it. Which is meaningful and it could be annoying to get that credit back up. Used to be a hypochondriac. Thank God I live in Canada. As far as I understand, Canada has its own issues with healthcare, but not as bad as the U.S. No wonder Rune Queen has so much money for gifted subs. This does put a lot in perspective, Rune Queen. All your money that's supposed to be going towards your outstanding medical bills are going to my stream, which are then seeing my medical bill. So in a way, the U.S. medical system is still getting that money. So that's good. That's what you should tell the cop when he shows up at your door. Doesn't Norway have the best healthcare? Okay, can we talk about something? Can I be honest? Because I'm very far left. I would consider myself probably like a democratic socialist. Probably social democrat is a little bit more moderate. Probably democratic socialist. We can't use the Nordic countries as an example. Those are like fictional places. They don't have real issues. They're cold as fuck. Those are not real places. Capitalist Cory about to come out? Nah. Eek, socialism. Oh, this is turning into a great stream. Those are utopias. It's like utopias, but what if the utopia was cold and miserable all the time? Like, I'm sorry. I don't care about their fucking happiness index. It's a totally tiny population, a homogenous population. It's like, what the fuck do they're not in war. No one wants to go to war with Sweden or Norway. Like, come on. They're just fake. They're a fake country. Don't care about them. Cold ain't bad. You get used to it. Ban them. Mods. I'm still getting over Mamdani winning the NYC Democratic primary. New York City is screwed. LMAO. Last political thing I will say. I think it's a good call because I would absolutely vote for him. Yeah, he would be. I'd vote for him so passionately, with so much vigor and excitement. Ban him? Absolutely not. Didn't we do this once before already? The political affiliation culling in Cory Wurtenberger's stream. Vote blue no matter who. I think that's stupid. I agree with the premise. I'm a realist. It's like vote between the two options you have, because voting your third option is not a political statement. It's just satisfying your own whatever. But like, there's lines that should be drawn. Like, I have absolutely no loyalty to the Democratic Party. But I get the premise. Like, ultimately, if I had to pick between Cuomo and some Republican, I would pick Cuomo. But it would be a sad moment. Hashtag Wurtenberger 2028. You guys think I'd be a good politician? What would my first course of action be? I would fund Brant Steele. We need updated seasons. Also, here's my first course of action. I get elected the mayor of Nashville. My first step, make Brant Steele get rid of half of the fucking Big Brother 23 pictures. Because every BB23 house guest, I don't know if it was like the cast got leaked a little bit early or something, has like 9 fucking pictures that is very annoying for me to set up for stream. That'd be one of my day one items. Pisses me off. This is a niche platform to run on. Yeah, but it's one that matters, right? I'm not in it for the clout. I'm in it to make a difference. Oh, Molly for president? What would Molly's first course of action be? It's a good question. We should get her on stream. Nashville's a Democratic city. You could do it. I am shocked it's a Democratic city. To make Cody your vice president. Cody legitimately could just be a vice president. He'd be fine. Updated Brant Steele cast photos. Again, this would be my the first course of action. What would my slogan be? I have to vote with the House. I have to vote with the House, guys. I'm sorry. Hey. All I'm saying is politicians can promise all they want. I like this Balloon Horse's anarchist arc. It's your one of two things. You're either an anarchist or a radical centrist, and both are pretty funny. Whatever happened in Total Drama Island? Can we talk about this? Has anyone seen Cameron's like Big Brother Total Drama Island Kickstarter? If someone has a link to it, please post it. I do a lot of shitting on Cameron. I think a lot of it's deserved. I'm not the biggest fan of Cameron. I'll be very frank about that. However, I kind of like this idea. I don't like the execution probably. I don't know how much of a role he has in the creative side of things. But it's, like, just objectively, the idea is very much up my alley. How are you going to find the best new player when you can't recognize Will is the best old school player ever? You understand? You're like that old man shouting, back in my day. That's like your role. And we need that person to remember our history, but like we're talking like MJ LeBron and you're bringing up Bill Russell. Like yeah, but you respect where it's due. Bill Russell's great, but what are you yelling about, old man? You know? That's all. Cameron Harden, yeah. Cam Sullivan Brown would be a funny, I don't know, advocate, I suppose. Calling Will Bill Russell as wild when he's clearly MJ? No, I think Dan is MJ. And then like LeBron would be, unfortunately, like Cody. Who's your favorite player from BB15? Great question. I've only met Andy and Alyssa. Alyssa called me ugly. Could go Cam. Sorry, I got Cam on my mind. I don't know. Again, you guys have a lot of great questions today. Alyssa called you ugly. Just on Twitter. It was a long time ago. We moved on. I've grown up. Did you interact with her on the cruise? Yeah, she was delightful, of course. she was nice. It was fine. But it was very funny. Yeah, I don't know. My favorite from BU15 is Jesse Kowalski. That's my answer. Lock it in. I love Jesse. I'd go McCray or Judd for me. McCray's BB15 rewatch is winning me over. I haven't watched any of it, but I do appreciate. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. It's been 10 years. Let's get back in there. It would be weirder if she found you attractive at her age. That's an interesting flip on the issue. It actually shows a certain level of maturity that she doesn't find me breathtakingly attractive. I like this. I like the way you think. Well, this is interesting. She is not that old, though. She's, like, pretty young. She gotta be in, like, her 30s, right? I mean... Good thing McCray also thinks Will's the GOAT. Yeah, and fucking Kevin McHale thinks Larry Bird's really good. Like, what do you want? What do you want from me? And I agree. Larry Bird's pretty good. My favorite BB9 player after last stream, Scott. That's an easy one. Don't have to think too much there. Oof, what a freebie. He's not even a guy. I was thinking of Matt, the dude with the short black hair who got that week 2 HOH. Your McCray at America is Amanda. Tell America that. Matt? I think I'm talking about Matt. No, not Ryan. Yeah, McCray has a Twitch channel. Just go on the Big Brother Reddit. They post about it every week. Let's look at the Reddit quickly, and then we'll dive into our stream today. We're doing a lot of Brant stealing. Just vibing. Okay. We are 2 weeks out from BB27. Let's talk about Angela. Happily. Two very different groups in the BB fandom when it comes to 26, the Angela lovers and haters, and I haven't seen much in between. I don't want this to turn into a giant argument, but I just want to hear your reasons as to why you love or hate her. What did she do that was so amazing or terrible in your eyes? The reason I'm making this post is because Matt still posts about her on TikTok, and all the comments are just arguments about Angela. Here's my thoughts on her. I think that the combination of her and Tucker gave us a taste of old school BB. Her being sleep deprived, not being afraid to call Matt out, to her crying in the floor over Shakur. Anyways, okay. So what are your thoughts on Angela? I think it is simply delusional to say that Angela wasn't a great casting choice. One of the best in recent years. She was extremely entertaining on the show. Extremely entertaining. On the feeds, it was kind of a mixed bag. There's a lot to not like if you want to not like it. Like, I didn't like the whole race thing that happened, I think, week 3, that was kind of, like, put on Quinn. Like, that, I did not like the way she handled that at all, where she's, like, hysterically crying to Cedric. It was like, it's like, what if the most drama-prone person on the season also had, like, a streak of Nicole Franzel to her? You know what I mean? Where it's, like, also... Like Rachel Riley wasn't, like, playing the victim very much. You know what I mean? And the Lisa stuff, I think, was totally mean-spirited and unwarranted, in my opinion. But, like, all these, like, pieces are, like, you don't get the great parts of Angela without those parts. She was great casting. The one thing that I wouldn't say rubbed me the wrong way, but it's just not really for me, is, like, it felt like she was more self-aware about the good TV she was making. Not that it was fake, but she was playing it up and leaning into it in a way that other people in that archetype, say a Jerry or a Felicia, which Angela's, like, low 50s, Jerry's, like, 70, but the way Big Brother casts, it didn't feel like there was an ounce of performance or of performativity or whatever the word is. Like, it was not performative at all. So I think that is like a bit of a distinction between those two. No, I understand, Giesling. I'm not like, I think obviously in retrospect people don't remember those parts of Rachel. It's just like I see that comparison a lot. I think that's what made Angela a little bit harder to watch in the feeds. And to be frank, and I think this is just true, Angela was a player who had a ton of moments, but her presence on the live feeds kind of tanked like after week 4 or 5, and she really wasn't doing very much socially or strategically. And like once the charcuterie stuff happened, the moments kind of died down. But that's more so Chelsea icing her out of the game and her losing all of her agency by being Angela. So like, I hope that makes sense. Great TV, but I'm not surprised some people don't like her. Like, that's by design. Like, of course. There's almost a danger. Like, if someone has too high of an approval rating, it's probably something wrong. All right, let's talk about this one. Let's talk about America for a second. America Lopez, BB25, underrated player. All right. America from BB25 is so underrated. I will say, when we saw this post, America and I, the immediate reaction wasn't like, aw. It was like, uh-oh. This is a setup. This is a setup if I've ever seen one. She might be one of the top 75 best players of all time, especially if she was on any other season. Comps were super unfair. She won the night 1 comp. She would have won the pressure cooker. The week having no one go home would have also been terrible for anyone making a big move. Okay, yeah. She had the fastest time for a woman in BB Comics history. That is true. Socially, she was not as bad as people say. She gave Blue too much information. What was she supposed to do? She knew Matt and Jag would run the table if Blue didn't join her. She tried, and Blue was good at agreeing with her and then ratting her out. Her relationships with other house guests are always criticized, but she was never anyone's number 1 target. She had Cory, whom helped, but he was always going to leave before her after that relationship began, and she says that she would have cut him at the end, which could have been a winning move. She was a huge part of the Izzy flip and does not get nearly enough credit for it. That flip does not happen without her putting in the atmosphere and getting Cam on board, who wanted Felicia out from the start. That's not true at all. This is just a factual issue, but it's not that relevant. Cory did the legwork, but America was the queen behind her knight. I'm trying to think if I'm okay with that description. Queen behind her knight. Okay. With a different cast and more equitable comp, she could easily win a season of BB, I think. She would have come in underestimated and surprised so many people, I think. Thoughts? Okay. You wrote this, didn't you? Okay, so let me think about America purely as a game player, not as my girlfriend of almost 2 years at this point. I think I agree in a lot of ways and disagree in like 1 or 2. I think her social game looked much worse than it was as a result of the house guests in that house. I don't know how much of a shot she had with this group of people. I think she, in many ways, maximized her placement and her opportunities. Like, there wasn't that much to do. There's no path America wins this season. Literally none. And that is not her fault. So that's the first piece. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way she wins. So the fact that she got to 6th with a bit of win equity, she could have beaten Felicia. Probably that's it, but she has a shot against Bowie, and maybe if she cuts me, something happens. Like, she did a good job given the hand she was dealt. I think the biggest flaw for a player like America is twofold. Is like obviously the just spreading information. That's just kind of who she is. So I do think that would pop up on every season she played. Maybe, you know, the next time she played, the people she chose would just be luckier. It wouldn't be Jag or Blue. And then the other thing is like, I think America she's a slow starter, and she's very hesitant to branch out with people who she doesn't naturally click with. And as we talked about, there was very few people on this season who she naturally clicked with. I think the only people she had any sort of chemistry with conversationally was like me, Blue, Jag, and Cameron. Everyone else was like a total fucking brick wall. Which, like, you could say, like, it's America's fault. Suri was able to mold herself to, what I guess. But, like, again, like, what was America supposed to do with Red or Matt or Jared? Like, it just wasn't going to happen. And then Bowie. I'll give her Bowie, too, obviously. So, like, she would have ran the game of Jared, Cam, and Izzy. I don't think America's the run the game kind of player. Like, I think she would be more like me, where like you have to kind of be under the radar and make something work. But yeah, I just kind of disagree in the sense of like, I would say like 80% of it was out of her hands. Like the people just weren't vibing with her. And then the other problem was like, America wouldn't. She had like a diet version of Riley's issue where like Riley just wanted to speak to her friends. America did not put in the legwork with Suri, Felicia, and Izzy to try to make that side chill on her a little bit, which is a flaw, right? Like that's a problem. So I'll let's look at the comments for a little bit and then go from there. This cracked us up when we saw this. Definitely think she was an okay strategic player, ! She always seemed to know what she should be doing and tried her best to make an effort to change the way the game was going. Her biggest flaw was definitely her social game. A lot of people just didn't trust her. At times, it felt like people just did not like her on a personal level. Yeah, it's weird. Like, when they don't like her personally, none of her strategy stuff's going to work. So it's like, how do you attribute that blame? Better strategic instincts than most players? 100%. I don't even know if it's strategic instincts. Like, that's part of it, but also she just has the knowledge. Like, she knows Big Brother. She actually got the house dynamics down at times even better than Cory because she realizes that people often use their emotions over logic. This is a very oversimplifying binary way of looking at it, but sure. Her problem was obviously inability to win comps, and then not giving up on blue. Yeah, the Reeds thing's a mixed bag as always, but I think the thing you always credit America for is like she was the only person who wasn't a sheep. There's a point in the game where she's the only person not in an alliance with Suri, which is really bad, but like the reason that was is because she actually knew the thing was happening. I knew the thing was happening too. I just overestimated my placement in that thing and then eventually stopped doing that. The no comp ability is just not fair. Like this is like a just results oriented thing. She wins a comp or two on most seasons. This wasn't the season for it, but like she wins a comp or two. I think America instantly becomes like, if she's a 6 out of 10 player, she becomes an 8 out of 10 if she's good at quiz comps. But like that's a very specific skill, and she just doesn't quite have like that skill. And, like, that immediately makes her, like, a much, much, much stronger player. Because, obviously, she's smarter than most of the other house guests. It's just translating that to these stupid booth quizzes is, like, different. I even think she would be good at them if she could control her nerves. But that's another piece of it. Like, I think she tends to panic. I don't really panic. I'm just bad. So I'd almost rather be America in that way. Because if she can get over that, I can't get over being bad at puzzles. Didn't y'all have an alliance with Nicole and Felicia at one point? I guess. I don't know. It never really materialized into anything. We're kind of lucky that we didn't have a closer alliance with them because it would have probably got us evicted before Mimi. But that's it. I mean, let's just be real. America was one of the better players in 25, and she had no shot. On 26, she instantly just has a better chance of winning. Tyler was on a show. How do you evaluate Nicole Franzel as a player? I will say, as time goes on, I'm lower and lower on Nicole's game. Which is like, it's always a little bit silly just because nothing's happened between now and then. Like, like, why am I dropping her arbitrarily? It's just the fact that, like, every season she played, she wanted to go to the end with people who would beat her. And then she gets lucky sometimes. Like, she wanted to go to the end in 18 with Cory and lose. She goes to the final 4 with Cory and gets lucky that he gets taken out. So he has a chance, or she has a chance of winning. In 22, she's trying actively to cut Enzo to lose to Cody. And then in 16, there's not that much to say. Like, she was fine, but that doesn't add to her legacy very much. So all this to say, it's just like, hey, bub, what the fuck, spoilers? Like, come on, no one's watching that shit. But I think the whole thing with Nicole is like, she always gets deep, but her instincts in the end game are really bad. She's not like a super treacherous player, even though she's willing to betray people. The nice thing is, like, if you get to the end game every time, things will work out a lot of the time, you know? So, like, you put yourself in a position where things could break your way, they might break your way. So that, she still deserves all that credit. It's just, like, if she won every HOH, she probably loses every season, which is, like, a sign of a flawed player, right? So that's my only perspective on Nicole. I still give her the bump over players like June and Chelsea. Even though, of course, like, Chelsea's winning game is more impressive than anything Nicole did, same with June's. The body of work is still what it is, and it's still impressive. And I think there should be some credence to that. But I don't think she's like the fourth best player of all time. I don't believe that. I think she's like 7. 6 or I think 7th feels right to me, 8th. But I think I used to be a little bit higher. Can we talk about Tom Sandoval getting 4 yeses and a standing ovation on AGT? America's back on the AGT wave, and it's like her most Facebook trait. Like, she's like, oh my god, Cory, you have to see this. And it's just Badlands Chugs, if you know him from YouTube. He's like a multi-million subs. It's this guy who just chugs things online, and I've known him forever. He like chugs drinks very fast. He chugged baked beans, cream corn, stuff like that. And that's just what AGT does. They just go to YouTube and take big creators and put them on their show and pretend like this is their dream. He was on AGT. I was crazy when I saw it. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, Tom Sandoval, I think, was like a specific, like, that was a bit, but sounds nasty. It was pretty gross. Pretty gross, yeah. All right, let's do these Brent steals because I've been yapping for way too long. Basically, the way this works, we're going to be simulating 23, 4, 5, and 6. Top 4 players move on. Got it? Top 4 move on. You have to make it to the final 4. You move on to the grand final. Winner of the grand final is the best player of the past 4 seasons. We're not doing relationships because that would just basically be re-simulating the season, and like the cookout would just win, obviously, because that's whatever. But we will do ratings, okay? We're gonna zoom through ratings, and we'll go from there. Sound good? I need your guys' help desperately on Big Brother 23 and 24. I wouldn't say they're blind spots for me, but they're more blind spots, of course, than 25 and 6. So let's start with Alyssa Lopez. I'm going to zoom through 23 because we've done this so many times. We've done it so many times for BB23 because of our big D attempts. I think Oz is 3s. Frenchie's probably like a 4 physically. Brent's probably a 4 physically, and like that's it. Brittany's probably like just a 2. Christian's pretty good. Claire's probably middle of the pack-ish. I'll give her a bit of a bump for endurance. I'll give her a bump for mental quiz. Big D is probably like just this, right? Derek X is pretty good across the board. Chada, I would say, is about average. Kylan's pretty good across the board. Sarah Beth is probably around average. Brittany won a physical-ish veto. She won the obstacle course, right? Yeah, I'll give her a 3. Beast at endurance if he won the wall. Sure. I'm going to give him that. That's a mental quiz. Sarah Beth, I think it's fine. Tiffany, she's pretty good at endurance. Travis would just be pretty good physically. Whitney's probably 3s, and X is probably just 4s, right? This feels right to me. See ya, Kayla. This would be hilarious if Big D wins. I'd be pissed. All right. This is the one that actually matters. Christian was a beast. Yeah. I'll still give him a 3 here. All right. Okay. Alyssa Lopez. Strategic ability, probably average. Loyalty, definitely. Everyone's too loyal in the season. Social skills, pretty good. Temperament, pretty average. Azza, I would say your strategic abilities a little bit worse, actually. Loyalty, she's still very loyal. Social skills, pretty good. And temperament is usually calm. Frenchie, probably a 1 here. We're like a 2, and like a 2, and like a, yeah, like a 2. Not great for Frenchie. Brent, I mean, what is there to say? It seems right to me. Maybe he's a 2. He got himself off the block week 1. Brittany? I don't know. I feel like she was doing a lot socially, but Christian, I think he's probably just averages. Maybe a little too trustworthy. Claire didn't really show on the season, but obviously she has a good strategic mind. Loyalty level, average. Social skills, I would say you're fine. And then temperament is usually calm, for sure. Big D, I'd say this feels about right. Derek X. Yeah, it feels good to me. Hannah, I give her a 4. She's still a little too loyal socially. She's pretty good. Temperament is definitely usually calm. Kyland, also a 4. Definitely less trustworthy. Socially, average, and then temperament, average, I would say. Sarah Beth, I'm down for 3s across the board for Sarah Beth. Tiffany, definitely a mastermind. Definitely untrustworthy. Pretty great socially, and then average temperament. Travis, probably just like 2s for the most part, right? I don't think he was like terrible. Whitney, I would say she's just 3s. I'll give her a 2 here, and then Xavier is probably just like 4s. All right, that's it. All right, we're done. We're done. Would his temperament be average after his eviction fight with Xavier? Yeah, you know, he was already evicted at that point. Do we even consider it? All right. Tiffany always feels like a safe bet to win. Remember, the goal is not to win. The goal is to reach the Final Four. Getting into the Final Four qualifies you for the grand final. Okay? So just keep that in mind. It's a whole different game here. So let's see. And I've already fixed their relationships. Don't worry. Do we stop at 4? Do we get to see who wins? Well, we'll play it out, but... Okay, we got a lot to talk about. This is funny. Shoutouts, Claire. All right, this seems like the biggest group. A lot of little factions here is what I'm noticing. I think Alyssa Lopez seems to be the best situated of anybody. Frenchie's doing pretty well, but Alyssa's in this big group and has a Frenchie Christian thing going on. Frenchie's got his 2 little trios. Kylan's doing pretty well, too. Yeah, it's an interesting field to start. First HOH goes to Azza, who's in that group of 4. Oh, Big D. Big D. You could take account the alliances made in the Brant deal. Yeah, we'll think about something like that. Christian, Whitney, Sarah Beth. Okay. The winner. Whitney wins the veto. Probably won't use it, right? Doesn't use it. All right. Is Big D the first boot? And he has a sudden outburst and walks from the game. I'm glad to know it's not just me. For a while, I thought I was the problem with Big D always getting evicted. But I don't think that's quite the case. All right. Well, Travis survives week 1 for the first time. Claire saw the light. Shoutouts, Claire. And then is she going to win HOH? Frenchie. Frenchie's got some shit. Travis, it appears to me that Travis is on borrowed time in the Big Brother house, unfortunately. Travis draws Hannah, Alyssa, Whitney. Okay. The winner is Travis. Saves himself again. Any Travis fans in the chat? He's having himself a season so far. He's able to anger Big D into lashing out and quitting the game, and then saves himself with a veto. Pretty good. Sarah Beth's the replacement. All right, a lot of quitting going on today. A lot of quitting. Sarah Beth, Azza, Sarah Beth, Azza, Sarah Beth. Sarah Beth. Ozza, Sarah Beth. Ozza. What's the vote count here? It feels kind of close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. It's 5 to 6. 7 to 5. All right. Again, you do not want to be sitting next to Ozza on the block. That's always a bad sign. This one dissolves. So Hannah's got nothing going on. Xavier just has this. Again, the best positioned person seems to me by quite a large margin Alyssa Lopez. Shoutouts. Excuse me. The winner of the HOH, we're down to the boys. Kyland, who I don't think is in very much. Ozza is just a perennial pawn, it seems. Kind of tough for Claire. I thought she was doing all right. Kyland Houseke's choice is Frenchie. I don't think that would happen. Tiffany, very quiet start. Doesn't use it. Oh, shit, I'd love to see this. And the votes. Claire. Good. Shoutouts to you, Derek. Shoutouts to you. Claire. It's literally, Whitney and Derek joined forces to try to save Claire, but it was in vain. Okay, so I got 5 of the cookout. Tiffany, here we go. All right. We've got our real alliance. The middle game alliance that forms every season. Insane group of people, but Tiffany's in it, so she's finally got her footing. I think we're going to get a bit of a Tiffany-Xavier showdown, but by far at this point, the best positioned person is Ozza. Ozza's in the 2 big alliances, so it feels like she's almost locked into the Final Four. Christian gets the HOH. He's in that big alliance. He nominates Brittany, who's also in that other alliance, and then Brent, who's kind of just hanging out. Christian, Houseke's choice is Alyssa. Interesting. Brent saves himself with the veto. We're getting good comp results here to mix things up. And X is their replacement. Damn. Damn. Oh, God. Tiffany is just putting on a clinic, it seems. All right, you got to think Brittany is the one going here. Brittany, X. Brittany, X. Brittany, X. 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 Oh, X is not making it to the showdown. Wow. Our first winner out. We're not going to have a 2-time winner from BB23. Interesting. Right now, my guess for the 4 would be Tiffany, Ozza. Am I crazy? I think Christian gets in there, too, with his comp ability. And that 4th spot's up for grabs. I would say Kylan's probably the front runner, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it's going to be 4 of these people, and Frenchie and Whitney seem to be the odd ones out. This is all in the same alliance. Kylan gets it. Puts up Frenchie and Brent. Frenchie's interesting, because Frenchie's in the alliance. I don't know what that's about. But Kylan is a little bit of a traitorous guy, I suppose. Whitney gets the veto. Uses it on Frenchie, because they're in the fucking alliance together. Kylan names Alyssa as their replacement. Damn. Oh. The alliance is staying strong, I guess. Brent, Alyssa. Brent, Alyssa. Alyssa, 3-3. Alyssa, 4-3. 5-3. Wow. So we basically have this big alliance of 6 and then a lot of outsiders. Travis is an outsider. Hannah's an outsider. Derek's an outsider. Brent's an outsider. Brittany's an outsider. Brittany at least has a connection to Ozza. Am I crazy, or is Frenchie going to win this game? Am I crazy? It kind of looks to me like Frenchie has a bit of an onion going here. Him and Kylan are tight. Him and Christian are tight. I mean, Kylan did just nominate him, but it's still pretty good. All right, we need a Hannah or Brittany HOH. We can't have Whitney winning this. Let's go, Hannah. What the fuck is she going to do? She has no allies. She puts up Derek. Oh, Hannah. All right, hopefully this problem solves itself. Derek, Houseke's choice is Frenchie. Okay, he saved himself. Problem solved. All right, you got away with it. Got away with it, Hannah. Now, don't fuck up the replacement. Put up someone meaningful. Don't fuck this up. Yes! All right, Hannah's making a play. She's making a play. Everyone's making problematic comments. Gotta vote out Kyland here, right? Kyland. All right, it's Kyland. Well, 4-2. 5-2. All right. Kyland is booted from the house. So that opens up the game quite a bit. Tiffany's still in firm control. Ozza still kind of playing all sides. Hannah getting herself out there. And the thing that worries me is these white men are kind of sneaking through the game. I don't know where Travis went after being nominated those first 2 weeks. I don't know where... these guys are kind of... This is like the Bizarro cookout. I'm a little concerned. Whitney's still there. All right. Brittany and Ozza, they're done. Not good for Ozza. Much worse for Brittany. Yeah, look, here's the thing. I know we all watched BB23, but this is actually scientific. So this kind of tells us more than even your eyes and ears could have told you during the season. Oh, come on, Derek. Pull it off. Ooh, Tiffany. Tiffany's about to end all the drama of the season. Honestly, kind of based. We'll take it. Whatever. It's good noms for her. It's not a bad idea. And then she ices the week, winning the veto. All right. And the boys survive. Travis, for the second time, goads another player into quitting. This is what Paloma thought Taylor Hale was doing. Or not really Paloma. This is more like what Amira and Daniel thought Taylor was doing. He's doing emotional warfare. So that's kind of tough. But there goes Frenchie. A second quit of the season. And Brent and Travis live to see another day. And there is one alliance remaining. Because Frenchie was the only piece remaining of those other alliances. So this is more than likely our top 4. But maybe someone could break in there. Okay. A Brent or Travis HOH goes kind of crazy here. We don't get it. Ozza nominates Brent and Travis. That's a heartbreaker for them. Ah, damn. Can they get someone to quit, though? There's always that option. Brittany wins the veto. Doesn't use it. All right, who's quitting? Who's quitting? No one. Aw, poor guys. All right, now who survives the mid-off? Travis actually seems like a nice guy. But who survives? Travis. Brent. Travis, no! Good run by Travis, though. So we're at the final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Half of these people will make it. Whitney says we're at the final 8. Time to play solo. Got it. And 2 of her allies are going to win HOH, so. Can Brent pull off something crazy, though? Nope. Tiffany says no fun. No fun. Hannah and Brent, get on the block. The winner. Can Hannah or Brent save themselves? Brent. Damn. And Tiffany replaces with Brittany. Tiffany is just sticking with her alliance. It's pretty simple. She's got her blueprint. The votes. Ozza evicts Hannah. Brent evicts Hannah. Christian evicts Brittany. Derek evicts Hannah. And Hannah will not live to see the grand final. It is a rough one. So we're down to Ozza, Tiffany, Christian, Derek, Whitney, and Brittany. Did I say Brent? A new alliance forms. What the fuck happened here? So they got Whitney back in and then brought in Brent. This is everyone except Derek X, right? Is everyone but Derek, basically. All right, and Brittany, I guess. The winner is Brent, who's recently brought into an alliance. Oh, Tiffany's so good. Tiffany getting in at the exact right moment is devastating. She gets just in time for Brent's HOH. Whitney gets the veto, doesn't use it, and I think we're losing Derek X here. Ozza, Derek. Derek. Oh, man. This has been a dark season. It is a dark-ass season. Wow. I mean, shout-outs to Tiffany just doing her thing. Tiffany dips from Alliance 6. Okay. Well, she's still aligned with everyone except Azza now. But that is a choice, certainly. Tiffany gets her third HOH. Fuck. Puts up Azza and Brittany. That's why she left the Alliance, I guess. Azza saves herself. Interesting. And Tiffany has to put up one of her allies and chooses Christian. Shit. I mean, Christian has the votes, but that is interesting. The two nominees are bonding. That's cute. Azza votes to evict Brittany. Brent evicts Christian. And Whitney evicts Brittany. Wow. I can't believe you let Christian slip through your fingers there, but the alliance stayed strong. Which leads us to the final 5. So 4 of these 5 are making it to the next stage. That's crazy. All right, I think you have to assume Azza's in the most danger here. But maybe she could squeak in. That's really bad for Azza. She has no allies. She's the house target. Ah. Brent has secured his spot in the top 4. And Azza's the target pretty clearly. And she saves herself. What if Tiffany gets sniped here? Oh, it's a dark timeline. Nah, it's Whitney. Whitney or Christian, they bond well. Azza evicts Christian, and Tiffany evicts Christian, and Christian, the robbed god. And it ends with Azza, Brent, Whitney, and Tiffany. What the fuck? I mean, look, Tiffany did her thing. Let's see if she could close it out. Azza's the HOH. That's a little dangerous, but she still doesn't put up Tiffany. God. Tiffany gets the veto. Doesn't use it. And evicts Brent. Now she can play in final 3. Azza takes part 1. Tiffany takes part 2. Tiffany takes part 3. Evicts Azza. And now it's Tiffany versus Whitney. By a vote of 7-0, Tiffany wins. Goddamn. So it's Tiffany gets first, Whitney second, Azza third, Brent fourth. What a ridiculous game that was by Tiffany. I don't know, you know. Hey, sometimes players play. I don't know what to say. Sometimes players play. All right. Let's do BB24. Let's zoom through it. Okay. Can someone remind me of the players? We got Paloma. We have Taylor. We have. Let's do the whole Paloma crew. We got Daniel not Ian. Daniel Durston. We have Amira. We have Nicole. A lot of Nicoles. Oh my god. We have. Who else in that crew? Like Indy. Let's do the leftovers. We got Michael. We got Monty. Joseph. Kyle. Brittany. We got Alyssa. Not that one. Who am I forgetting? I'm not looking at chat. We have Terrence. Jasmine, Turner. I'm missing one. Who could be this forgettable? Pooch! My guy Pooch. Isn't it like Joseph Pucciarello? Is it Joey Pucciarello? Yeah, Joe Pucciarelli. All right. Pooch. Okay. Let's submit this little cast. We're going to make sure their relationships don't exist. And then we're going to do profiles. Okay. Alyssa Snyder. I think comp-wise, I think it's probably just fair to go like 2s. She was not very good. Amira, I would say just 3s across the board is reasonable. Brittany, she got a veto or 2. I'll give her just like a 4 for general, but I don't think I'd give her any specific categories. Daniel, he got an HOH, but I'll just keep him at 3s. Indy, probably just 2s, I would guess. Jasmine, probably like worse, to be honest. Pooch, I'll just give him a 2 for the mental and quiz, no shade. Joseph probably just would be pretty good at stuff, but he did good in the wall, but he didn't like prove to be anything crazy. Kyle was pretty good. Turner was really good at the general stuff, but all the specific stuff he was a little bit mixed bag. Nah, he's not a 5. Michael's a 5. Michael's just, yeah, that's Michael. Monty, pretty good. I would just say solid across the board. Nicole, probably averages. I would say Paloma's the same. Taylor, I would give her a 4 endurance, probably a 4 physically. And Terrence, I would say, is probably like a 2 physically, and everything else is fine. Okay. Thanks, Mike. All right, we got this new little squad. What do we think? Alyssa Snyder, I don't know. Probably like a 2. Loyalty, pretty loyal. Social skills are fine. Temperament's fine. Amira, probably like just 3s, to be honest. Brittany, I'll give her a little bit of a bump. She's pretty calm. Daniel, he's a 2. 2 socially is 2. Temperament, 2. Indy, I would say are 2s for the most part. She's probably fine socially, and temperament's fine. Jasmine, same kind of boat, I think. Pooch, definitely a 1 strategically. Joseph Abden, I would say he's a 3 basically everywhere. I'd give him a 4 for here. Kyle, probably a 4. Social skills, I'm going to dock him there just because I don't know how else to dock Kyle. Turner, I think he's a 3. Socially, I'd give him a 4. Definitely a calm guy. Bruner, I'd give him a 4. Loyalty level, definitely a untrustworthy player. Socially, I would say he's about average. Temperament, it's fine. Monty, I think 3s are about right for Monty across the board. Maybe usually calm. Nicole, I'll give her a 2. Her structure did not work. Kyle isn't super loyal. Yeah, I don't think he's crazy not loyal. Paloma, she's probably like here. Social skills, I'm not gonna give her great, but you know. Taylor Hale, strategic ability. I think I would give her like this guy's pretty good to me. Is feel fine? Kyle's loyal only to white people. That is true. Terrence, I think he's like 2s. All right, here we go. The lengthy intermission is done. We go on to the season. Predictions. Any predictions? Based on the stats, based on what you know, who do you think's taking it? I think Michael gets in there pretty solidly. I think Turner has a good shot. Maybe like a Michael, Turner, Taylor, and some Miranda would be my guess. Alyssa's running the game. This is a Nightmare Fuel Alliance. This is pretty fun. First HOH goes to Joseph, who puts up Terrence and Pooch, kind of based. And he cleans up the veto. Damn. Doesn't use it. Is a Joseph kind of weak. Bit of a breakdown. Latching out at Terrence. No shame in that. Show the votes. Alyssa, Avix Pooch. Terrence. 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 All right, I think I see where this is going. Terrence has been evicted. Great start. Great start. Paloma lays low the first week. Michael's had enough. Next HOH goes to Michael Bruner, who nominates Paloma and Taylor. God, I would love to see these campaigns. I'd pay good money to see these campaigns. Taylor picks Joseph, her boy, and she doesn't need anyone to save her. Taylor hail. Alyssa's the replacement. And the votes. Paloma does well to make it to week 2. I'll give her that. She does a good job to get in with Joseph, at least. Wow. Brittany, Hoops, and Pooch are locking in. Brittany found her new Michael. I like that. But Taylor, I think, is in the best position in the game alongside Alyssa. Good for her. But a Kyle HOH could derail everything. Puts up the boys. I don't hate it. House's choice is Amira is kind of interesting. Monty's going to save himself. Nicole, the replacement nom. Can we get rid of Nicole here? Any possibility? By a vote of 10-1, Joseph, too big of a threat. Too big of a threat, Joseph. You can't win that first HOH in veto, man. Jerry, thanks for gifting BTP as the G. Look at that. I got the name right. Look at me go. Oh, Pooch is playing the game. All right, Taylor is definitely playing the best game so far. Shoutouts to Pooch, though. Playing a bit of a Tyler game. Making his little final twos everywhere. Get out of here. All right, the winner. Brittany is the HOH. Puts up Alyssa and Jasmine. Don't like that. The winner of the veto is Michael, who's surprised. Doesn't use it. By a vote of 6-4, Jasmine's leaving the house. Alyssa seems to be a bit of a pawn these days. Kind of sad. All right, Taylor says, Alyssa, I have a new final too. It's Mr. Pucciarelli. I like that. They're the Oasis this season. Michael continues his comp dominance. Kyle and Indy kind of based. And he wins the veto to secure his nominations. You guys got to get rid of Kyle here, right? What did Turner say? 5-4. They get him. They got him. All right. So Kyle will not be in the grand final. Very sad to all of his TikTok audience. All right. Yeah, Taylor and Alyssa. Clearly, Kyle was the glue holding Taylor and Alyssa. I think I called her Tyler. So that's no more. Oh, a Taylor HOH would be big. She gets it. Puts up Indy and Daniel. What a time to be alive. Nicole wins the veto. Doesn't use it. I love this alternate universe. Pooch. Pooch is kind of playing a mastermind game. You got to give him credit. He's a 1 strategically. I don't know how he's pulling it off. All right, they got rid of Daniel. All right. The leftovers have formed. They look a little different this time. But at the center of it is this motherfucker, Joe Pucciarelli. What is he doing? Why is he running the game? I gave him a 1 for strategy. Like a legitimate 1. I think he's the only person on this cast outside of Paloma. But he's got his 2 final 2s. And then his 6-person alliance. It's kind of like the remnants of Daniel's thing with Nicole and Pooch and Amira. And then there's Alyssa. And Amira, who's in the group, wins. Puts up Turner and Indy, 2 outsiders. Monty is going to win to secure the noms. Definitely been a bit of a drier season. Turner is booted. He was definitely someone we thought. I'm worried for Michael here. Michael kind of has to start winning out. Oh, Pooch throws Taylor to the side. Now Taylor's fucked. This is pretty devastating. The winner is Michael Bruner. Who would have thought? Huge for the outsiders. Now this is where Michael can't fuck it up. Put up 2 members of the alliance. I think this is 2 of them. I don't think Alyssa's actually, or Indy's actually in it, is she? Yeah, it's kind of a fumble. Yeah, it's a fumble. I think we're going to lose Indy here for no reason. Not fire, exactly. And Indy is cooked. That's a rough HOH for Michael. Pooch and Brittany running the game. Taylor, another outsider, wins it, though. I mean, look. Member of the Alliance, member of the Alliance, member of the Alliance, member of the Alliance, member of the Alliance. Instead, Taylor clutches it. Hopefully she doesn't fuck it up. I just can't see Michael. Anyone but Michael, and Taylor did a good job. The good thing is Michael could win the veto. That's kind of what he does. And he's top 3. Taylor. All right, Amira was the replacement nom, but she's going to stay. Yeah. Taylor. All right, so it's the Alliance's 6 with Taylor on the outside. She's good with her back against the wall, but it's kind of rough. It doesn't look good. And she can't play an HOH. I don't think any of this really matters. Pooch is going to put up Taylor and Monty. Taylor needs the veto or she's simply evicted. That's not good. Alyssa's the replacement, and I think we lose Taylor here. Yep. All right. Well, the 6-person alliance, the Oasis, has made the final 6, the Leftovers Redux. This is a crazy group. A crazy group. And Pooch has carved out his inner core of the 6. Here's what I'll say. If Pooch makes it into the top 4 and we have to re-rank everyone, Pooch is not getting a 1 strategically. He might get the 5. It might be him versus Tiffany. Monty takes the HOH, puts up Amira and Alyssa. Brittany wins the veto. Doesn't use it. Wow. So we're losing one of the girlies, and it's Amira. So we're at the final 5. One person won't make the cut. Will Pooch get sniped? That's not good for Nicole. Nicole then wins HOH, puts up Monty and Alyssa. He wins the veto, saving himself. Wow, Pooch made it. All right, there you go. By a vote of 1-1 tiebreaker, Alyssa doesn't make the cut. And our top 4 are Brittany Hoops, who once again makes the final 4. Pooch, who has run the game top to bottom. Monty, been a bit of a comp beast, and then Nicole Lyog, who has just been playing her game. I think Pooch is about to win Big Brother by a pretty strong margin. Monty's the HOH. Keeps his boy off the block. I don't think Pooch has ever been nominated. All right, he's going to be nominated here. Brittany evicts Nicole. Pooch he's playing himself a game right here. Look, he's got the 3, he's got the 2. Monty gets part 1. Pooch gets part 2. Monty gets part 3. Andy evicts Brittany? What the fuck? By a vote of 6-1, Pooch has won BB24. I don't know what to say. I don't got too much there. Dominated top to bottom. Never nominated till the final 4. Shoutouts to Pooch. What do you want to say? Nicole, fan favorite? Just one HOH win? How is Pooch's popularity going? He was number 1 for most of the season. People were pulling for Pooch the entire time. Equal to a Big D win? I would say more unlikely than a Big D win. I don't give Big D as 1 for strategy. All right, BB25. Let's do it. It's becoming a bit of a long stream, but, you know, what else are we doing? All right. This one I should be pretty good with. I do have to change it because we got 27 house guests, don't we? Because, hey, I'm not going to be the one to erase Luke from history. Let's go Luke. Let's go Kirsten. Oh, look, I'm already on the cast. After Kirsten would be Riley. After Riley would be Heisem. After Heisem would be Jag. But in actuality, Red. After Red would be Izzy. After Izzy would be, I guess, Jared, technically. I'm there. This kind of threw off all my mojo. But then Nicole, Cameron, Blue, America, Suri, Felicia, Bowie, Matt, and Jagdeshwar. All right. Let's fix our relationships. And let's do this one. I should be able to zoom through this one. Don't need too much help. Top 4 about to be Luke, Cam, Jared, Matt at this pace. Comp ability, I think America is probably like... I mean, she's still better at, like, the quiz, like, booth quizzes she's bad at, but she's pretty good at other things. I think this is fine. 2? All right, I'll give you a 2. Allie, thank you for the 19 months. Blue, I would say she's probably just... I give her a 4 for endurance as well. She was really good at some of that stuff. Bowie, definitely a 5 for mental quizzes. You can't debate results. Outside of that, I think she's probably just 3s. Even endurance, like some endurance comps she just couldn't do, even though she wanted to. Cameron, he's a 5 here for sure. Physically, I would say he's probably a 3, honestly. He wasn't that good in that department. Endurance, he's pretty good. Quizzes, he was pretty good. Suri, I think this is about right. She'll get rated very highly in the other categories. I don't want you guys to worry too much. Cory, I think I'm just 3s. I give myself a 4 here. Maybe like a 2 here. I don't know. Like, I think I'm a 3. I think this is fine. Felicia, I would say in the general types of comps, she was actually pretty good. I'll give her a 3. Physically, she unfortunately has a 1. Endurance, she's a 1. And mental quiz, she was pretty solid. She was average, I think. Heisem, we don't have evidence of the endurance, but you'd assume it'd be good. And mental quiz, was, yeah, Heisem's Heisem. Give America a 1 on strategy like Pooch so she can dominate the game. But I don't want people from the Reddit thread seeing. They're going to be mad. Izzy, probably a 2 here. Endurance, she was not great. Mental quiz, she was quite good. Jag, I think generally I would actually keep him a 3. The way I'm doing general now is how good you are at carnival games. Physically, he's a 5. Endurance, he's a 5. And mental quiz, I would say he's average. I think that's fair for Jag. Jared, physically, he's definitely a 4. Endurance, he's a 4. Mental quiz, probably like a 2. I think this is fair. He won. He won a quiz comp. I mean, you can't give him a 2. Kirsten, I think she's just 3s across the board. Maybe I'll give her a... I don't even know if that's fair. I'll give her a 2 for endurance, I guess. Luke, probably just a 4 physically and like a 2 mental quiz. Nah, he's a 1. He's stupid. Matt, general, probably I would give him a worse than a 3, but just physically he's a beast, obviously. Endurance, he's average. And mental quiz, he's worse than average. Mimi, probably just 3s across the board, I would think. Yeah. Red, I'll give him a 4 physically and then a 2 on quizzes. And then Riley, I'd probably do the same. Okay. Have you seen Izzy play basketball? I mean, she's better than a 2 for physical. That's a good point. Her jumper looks pretty good. Pretty clean. All right, America Lopez, strategic ability. I think she's a 4. I don't think that's fair to say worse than that. Loyalty level, definitely untrustworthy. Social skills, I'm going to say average. It's hard to parse because of the cast. And then temperament. I don't know. If America, you're here, are you a 3 or a 2? Which would you prefer to be? Can Izzy hoop? She can hoop. Um, what do you guys think? I could see it going either way. 3. Yeah, I mean, you were able to control it pretty well with like the red and stuff, red and Jared stuff. Blue, I'll give her a 2 because she's active at least. Definitely untrustworthy. I think her social skills are pretty rough in the house. And then temperament, usually calm. She never like fought with anybody. Bowie, yeah, I think this is fine. Cameron, definitely a 1. Definitely untrustworthy. Social skills, terrible. Temperament, he was pretty calm for what it's worth. Suri, I'd give her a 4 for strategy. Definitely untrustworthy. Definitely a social butterfly. And I'll give her usually calm. She had her moments for sure. Cory, I'll give myself a 4 for strategic ability. Definitely untrustworthy. I think average social skills is fine. And then temperament, I think I'm average. I had my moments of getting a little testy. Felicia, I want to give her a 1, but she's not as bad as Cameron, I don't think. She's definitely untrustworthy, no matter what she says. Social skills, let's say average, to be honest. And then temperament, definitely easily angered. Heisem, he's a 1. He's very trustworthy, though, as much as the professors disagree. Socially, he's pretty bad, but he has his moments. Then temperament, usually calm. Izzy, strategic ability. She's the same as Suri. Loyalty, definitely untrustworthy. Social skills, I think she was great with me, but she was bad with a lot of people. Temperament, definitely easily angered. Jag, probably average. Definitely a very loyal guy. Pretty good socially and usually calm. Jared, he's a 1. Definitely untrustworthy. Not great social skills and easily angered. Kind of a rough draw for Jared. I don't think he's worse than Cameron, but Kirsten, I think 2's probably. She's probably average loyalty, average social skills, average temperament. Luke Valentine, he's a 1. Loyalty, probably just untrustworthy, terrible, temperament. I'll give him extreme rage. Matt Klotz, I think 3's fine. 3's fine. 4 for social ability, and then I would say usually calm, but he has his punching drywall Andrew Tate moments. Mimi, strategic ability, not giving her above 3, absolutely not. Loyalty level to the people she's loyal to. Social skills, pretty good, and she's quite calm. Red, that's a 2. Loyalty level, way too trustworthy. Social skills, and then temperament, he's pretty calm. Riley, she's a 2. She's probably a 1. I'll give her a 2. Loyalty, she's pretty loyal. Social skills, pretty good. Temperament, I'll say average because she definitely feels her emotions in there. All right. All right. This is the cast. I think based on the rankings, you got to think Suri is pretty squarely in the top 4, but you never know with these things. I think I've got a shot. America's got a shot. I think Matt and Jag. I could see it honestly coming down to like a Matt Jag thing again, which is kind of funny. Oh my God, what a layout this is. All right, so we got first of all 5 gifties from Anonymous. Anonymous, I know you can't type, but whoever you are, type your prediction into chat. But this is a dynamic group. America and Cam have locked in. And then they are pulling in, Cam's pulling in Red, America's pulling in Izzy. This is like the fan fiction. This is what we all wanted. I would love to see their meetings. Do you guys have an alliance name for these 4? But I appreciate it, Anonymous, again. Thank you. Been a slow stream. We're just kind of hanging out. I've got my dynamic duo with Heisem, my boy. Let's go. Oh, God. I've got my whole have-not room crew. So, All right, what's the most unbelievable? America and Cameron are one of the more believable items on this list. They got along conversationally. Me and Heisem's pretty wild. This group is diabolical. The Westonians are here. The Weston villains. And then this is almost the most unbelievable part. They did not vibe well. So I don't know what the fuck happened here. This is a great season. This is off to a great start. I will say, America and Cam firmly running the game. Pretty firmly, right? Like, they got their duo. They got Izzy and Red, and they got Mimi and Matt. All right. See how it plays out. Red is HOH, so he's working with Izzy, America, and Cam. Puts up Jared and Blue, kind of based. Honestly, this is kind of what Red would have done. Am I crazy? I feel like his sights were set on Jared and Blue for some reason. He was like he was really anti-Jared. Am I winning the veto? Let's go. Probably don't use it, right? Yeah, okay. Excuse me. Oh, love to see that. By a vote of 10-4, Blue is the first boot. Tough for Blue. Is anything dissolving is the question. Mimi says, this is too many alliances. I'm in one. Let me get out. let me get out of here. So now it's just America, Cam, and Matt. But, you know, her boy's still in this. Bowie! She's in nothing. What is she going to do? Total wild card. Not my boys! No! My final twos! All right, Cory, we got to get back in this veto mix. Come on, Heisem. Ah, fuck. Fuck. Why does Bradfield hate America? She's fucking running the game right now. What do you mean? Heisem is booted. So now it's just me and Luke. How does Heisem go out before Luke? This is it? This is my alliance tree? The narwhals? God. What a fucking mess. I'm pissed. The dream team? Yeah. Izzy? Alright, that protects America. Alright, let's just get Luke out. I want a fresh start. That's what I want, okay? I want a fresh start. Mimi wins the veto. That's kind of worrying. Alright, Bowie, it's fine. We're chilling. I'm bonding with Suri, and I'm bonding with Kirsten. Okay, see, we're already moving away from this Luke thing. This is good. But he's sticking around. He is sticking around. Okay, well, you know. American Cam still kind of running the game, but maybe we could figure something out. Jag, he's not involved in anything. Yeah, Luke's having some problems, it seems, this season. Riley gets her second veto. I don't even know what she did with it. Use it on Mimi, and Kirsten's backdoored. We finally lose Luke, and I am officially allyless. All right, well, I need to get in with this group. This is clearly what I got to do. Suri and Kirsten. Well, good try, Cory. Don't do it, America. Don't even fucking think about it. What'd she win? Endurance comp. Don't even think about it. Okay, kind of based. Kind of based. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Fuck! America! Okay. What the fuck, America? Why? Explain it to me. What a menace. I hope America... I'm rooting for fucking Kirsten. Fuck this. Come on, Jag. Get her ass, Jared. All right, put up her allies. We'll take it. Suri, veto, Jared, HOH. What a dream. All right, we lose Matt here. It's pretty bad for America. Red's leaving 2. All right, America's house of cards are falling very quickly after getting rid of Cory. It's all I'm saying. Oh, God, she's such a legend. This is so fucked. Puts up Serene Red. Wow, Red dipped from the alliance. She immediately targets her. Cam gets the veto. Doesn't use it. America and Jag are fighting in the kitchen. Suri is booted on America's HOH. America's had 2 HOHs, gotten rid of me and Suri. Alright, so Cam and America dissolve, but there's still America, Cam, and Izzy. That's the only alliance in the house. Jag gets another HOH. That's right. That's right. Karma. Should have voted Jag out. That's what I've been saying. Kirsten wins the veto. Okay. Doesn't use it. By a vote of 6-1, America's booted. Well, if that ain't karma, I don't know what it is. What are you gonna do? This vendetta has distracted me from what is shaping up to be a disastrous season. It is just Cameron and Izzy running the game. Jared gets another HOH. Puts up Jag and Red. He did that on his HOH. He wins the veto. Keeps it the same. Izzy and Cameron are fighting in their final 2. It's kind of funny. Jared evicts Red. Okay. Who's going to win this season? I mean, Felicia's done nothing. We haven't seen her name once. Kirsten's kind of been in the mix. Mimi's kind of been in the mix, being nominated a few times. Right now, my prediction would be like Cameron, Izzy, Riley, and then Felicia. I think that's my... Oh, here we go. This is informative. So Izzy's almost locked herself in. And she gets an HOH to further lock it in. Puts up Jag and Jared. Those are good noms. Jag's just doing his veto thing. They got to get rid of Jared here. They got to get rid of Jared. They do. Okay. So we're at the final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Izzy bails on Cameron to go with Felicia and Mimi. All right. This is a universe we could live in a little bit more, right? And Mimi wins it for the alliance. Puts up Kirsten and Riley. I don't know how the fuck Cam's not nominated. Jag saves himself. Uses it on Riley, forcing Mimi to probably nominate Cameron. Yeah. Kind of a power play by Jag. I like that. By a vote of 4-0, Cameron is booted. Cam will not make it to the grand final. Once Izzy ditched Cam had nothing. Now, can Jag comp his way to the top 4 is the question. Because Izzy's got a chokehold on this game. But is what Jag does. Felicia takes the HOH, though. You better win this fucking veto, Jag, if you don't win it. There you go. Kirsten saves herself. It's Jag and Riley. Don't miss the shot, guys. Izzy. Don't miss this shot. All right, they don't. All right, 5 women in the final 5. We're going to have 4 women go on to the grand final. I mean, Izzy's making it work. Ropes in Riley. All she needs to get rid of is Kirsten at this stage. A Kirsten HOH is the only bad scenario. Mimi wins it. Puts up Kirsten and Riley. That should lock Izzy and Felicia into the final 4. Especially with that veto. Using it on Riley to force who on the block? Felicia? What is Izzy cooking? Kirsten. Maybe just gaining favor with Riley, I guess. I don't know. And it's Izzy and Felicia dominating. Izzy takes the HOH. She's locked in with Riley, huh? Izzy wins the veto. Uses it on Felicia. She's snaking Riley in the last second. Kind of based. Yeah, Riley goes. Wow. So it's our final 3 of Izzy, Mimi, Felicia. This season kind of turned around. So by the way, our final 4 has been confirmed. We have Izzy, Mimi, Felicia, and Riley. Rough for Kirsten getting cut at the very end. Mimi takes part 1. Izzy takes part 2. Izzy takes part 3. Evicts Felicia. Going to the end with Mimi. 4 HOH wins for Izzy. By a vote of 7-2. Izzy takes Big Brother 25. All right. It's Izzy, Mimi, Felicia, Riley. All right, well, that was pretty good for Izzy. That was pretty impressive. Fan favorite, Riley. All right. And we go on to our final season, which we have to fix because we have too many people. Edit cast, custom edit. All right. Angela's already there. Okay, let's do it in order then. So we start with who? First boot is Matt Hardiman. Then we go Lisa. Not her. Then we go on to third boot is Kenny Kelly. Then we have Cedric. Then we have Brooklyn. We get some Tucker. Then Joseph. Which leads us to Quinn. After Quinn, we have 8th place is T-Core. After T-Core, we got Leah. We already have Angela. So 5 would be Chemo. 4th is Rubina. Cam Sullivan-Brown. Mackenzie. And Chelsea. All right. Pretty quick, pretty quick. Let's fix relationships. And let's profile it. Angela, I give her a 4 for general, a 2 for physical, a 2 for endurance, and a 4 for mental. She was good at comps. Brooklyn, I think is just kind of good. She's very solid across the board. Cam, I'll give him a 4 for physical because he has the tools, but in general, I think he actually is a 1. No, he's not a 1. He got a veto. I mean, he's fine. I think he's average. Cedric, pretty good. Cedric would be pretty good. Chelsea, probably just 4s. Joseph, I would say you gotta probably just go like here. Kenny, pretty good. Just in general, he was pretty good, to be honest. Chemo, I think general, he's just average, I think, probably. Leah, I'd give her a 4. She was pretty good at stuff. Lisa, we're going to give her a 4 in mental because of the spelling comp, shout-outs. MJ, I don't think I'd give her a 5. But she's probably just here. Matt Hardiman, I give him a 4 for physical. The rest of it's impossible to say. Quinn, he's pretty well-rounded. Quinn said he was very bad at quizzes. Rubina, I don't know. Just 3s maybe. T-Core, probably just a 2 physically. The rest of it's fine. And then Tucker probably is just an actual 5. That seems right to me. All right, strategic ability. Angela, that's a 1. Loyalty, untrustworthy. Social skills, pretty terrible. And then temperament is extreme rage. Brooklyn, probably a 4. 4. She's definitely untrustworthy, and her temperament is average, I would think. Cam, I think he's probably just like 3s, and he's calm. Too loyal for sure. Cedric, I'm not going to dock him too much for the pawn stuff. It was bad, but whatever. Socially, I'd say he's really good. Maybe a little too loyal. Chelsea, I'll give her a 5. Social skills, I think is a 3, to be honest. Temperament, I'd say easily angered. I think that's fair. And loyalty, she's pretty untrustworthy. Joseph Rodriguez, I'd give him a... I think I'd get... He wanted to go to the end with Tucker. I don't know. He had a good strategic head on his shoulder. I'll give him a 4. Loyalty, untrustworthy, social skills. I think he has to be terrible, unfortunately. And then temperament, he's pretty calm. Chelsea 3 social is crazy. I don't think it's that crazy, to be honest. Kenny, he's a 1. Probably trustworthy. Social skills a 1. Temperaments. I'll say easily angered because he threw tantrums sometimes. Chelsea should be a 4 social. Sure. Yeah, she just had so many bad social moments. Like, she's a lot of good, but it's not like she's just like average. She's really good and really bad sometimes. Chemo, socially he's pretty good. Temperament is definitely calm. Leah, I mean, seems right to me. Lisa, I think strategically probably a 2. Loyalty is fine. Social skills probably a 2. And temperament pretty fine. MJ, I think she's a 1 strategically. Loyalty, definitely very loyal. Socially, I'd say she's average. And then temperament is pretty average. Matt Hardiman, I mean, he's a 1 too, right? Loyalty, probably average. Social skills, probably decent. And then temperament, average. Quinn, strategic ability, I think a 3 is fine. I think loyalty is fine. I think he's untrustworthy. He'll betray someone. Social skills, I think are pretty good. And then temperament, he popped off a little bit. I'll give him a 3. Rubina, I think she's just kind of like 2s. Probably trustworthy. Socially, I'd say she's average. Then temperament, average. T-Core, probably give her a 2 for strategic ability. Loyalty, probably a 4. Social, I'll throw her a 5. She had an aura to her. And then temperament, always calm. Tucker, he's a 1. Pretty untrustworthy. I give him average social skills, kind of like Chelsea, where he's like really good and really bad. And then he's definitely extreme rage. All right. That does it. Here we go. Okay. Big Brother 26. I think Chelsea, of course, is pretty well set up. Quinn, I think, has a decent shot. Tucker could comp his way out. I think Cedric is my sleeper pick to win this thing. All right, we got Joseph and Leah. This kind of happened. This is hilarious. All right, well, shout out to Lisa for running the early part of this game. Tucker, as a first HOH, would be kind of wild. Puts up his boy. It's pretty fucked up. The winner is Angela. Gets the veto. Uses it on her girl Lisa. This is a great start to the season. And Tucker puts up T-Core as a replacement. He would never. Come on. How dare you even put that out there? By a vote of 12-1, T-Core is the first boot. Good for Joseph. I don't know what the fuck campaign he ran, but Jesus. That was a surprising first boot. All right, we got our real alliance. Interesting groups. Like, 3 members of the... This is a random group. We got Matt Kenzie, Cam, Brooklyn, and Joseph. There's not much of a rhyme or reason to that, but sure. None of these people are in it. What's Leah going to do? Quinn and Angela. This is definitely bizarro BB26 so far. None of this makes that much sense. The pentagram's funny. Cedric gets the veto. Doesn't use it, so we're losing Quinn or Angela. Wow. All right, well, there goes Quinn. Quinn T-Core, first 2 boots. Do the stats do anything? Who knows? Joseph says, Leah, I've got a new alliance. It's like the Toy Story Woody meme. I don't want to play with you anymore. Cam wins HOH for his big alliance. Trying to get Tucker out right now is bold as hell. I wish him luck. All right. You're going to have a shot. Leah's the replacement. Guys, don't fumble this. Don't fumble this. All right. It's been a boring-ass season so far, and we lost 3 of the biggest players already. And Joseph and Lisa. God, are we getting a Joseph Rodriguez Lisa season? Is this what we're getting? All right, Cedric's winning some comps on the outside though, and puts up some members of the alliance. God, Lisa is a fucking menace. Angela and Lisa have saved each other a few times. Kenny and MJ are on the block. By a vote of 6-4, MJ is booted. God, this is going to be another set of fucking random-ass people. All right, there goes Leah and Lisa. So Leah is now no longer connected to anything. Brooklyn wins. She's in the alliance. Puts up Matt and Angela. Makes some sense. Cedric wins another comp. Damn. Doesn't use it. All right, this is a great time to get rid of Angela, y'all. And they take it. I think right now, you got to think the people who make it through are like Joseph, Brooklyn, maybe Cedric can comp out, and like Lisa, right? That's got to be the group. But Joseph's doing really, really well. And this girl Lisa's winning comps. Chelsea and Kenny. Chelsea's been very quiet. Very, very quiet. And the person on the block next to her wins the veto. I mean, look, Chelsea should be able to campaign against Rubina. Rubina's not in anything. Let's actually see the vote. Chelsea. Rubina. Chelsea. Rubina. Chelsea. I mean, Jesus. This Lisa really is kind of cooking this season. Do we have no winners? I don't think any of the winners made it. Yeah. Jag got the closest. He got 5th. Or no, he got 6th. Then Kirsten was 5th. The winner. Kenny kind of making a run at it. Puts up Cedric and Matt. This is terrible, noms. He's not in the alliance, and he put up 2 people who are also not in the alliance. He wins the veto, so he could fix it. He doesn't, and I think we lose Cedric right here. Joseph's ego is rubbing people the wrong way. We do lose Cedric. What is this cursed-ass season? We got Kenny, Matt, and Joseph and Lisa kind of running it. Lisa is a fucking animal. What's up, Kenny and Matt? Lisa wins the veto? The fuck? 4-2. Kenny is cooked. That's what you get for making stupid-ass nominations, Kenny. And now it's literally Joseph just running the house with Lisa as his shield. Chemo, he's not involved in anything. He could make a mix-up. He puts up fucking Matt, though. And Rubin. I mean, these are just terrible noms. This is one of the worst seasons ever. Joseph wins a veto. Doesn't use it, because why the fuck would he? Joseph is clearly the front runner, and Matt Hardiman stays. Do we have a Matt Hardiman top 4 arc? I don't know. Maybe. Joseph gets his HOH. Back-to-back comp wins. Puts up his 2 people not in his alliance. Cam wins the veto. Doesn't use it. And it's another kind of boring week, it seems. Joseph breaks the tie to evict Leah. Damn. So we're at the final 6. Final 6, and Joseph and Lisa have run the season. Like, oh, and Matt's giving himself a shot. Puts up Cam and Brooklyn, kind of pathetic noms, but hopefully Cam could save himself. Lisa shuts the fucking door on that. And Brooklyn is booted, giving us our final 5. Matt is 1 comp win away from securing his spot. Joseph and Lisa should be pretty locked in. That's kind of dangerous for Joseph to be doing that now. But his girl Lisa clutches it out. Puts up Matt and Cam. Cam wins the veto, which should force Chemo on the block. It does. So Joseph has locked his way in. Lisa's locked his way in. And Matt Hardiman survives the vote. So our top 4 for BB26 is Cam Sullivan Brown, Joseph Rodriguez, Lisa Weintraub, and Matt Hardiman. It's a rough one. All right, well, let's see how this goes. And every man for themselves. Cam gets the HOH. Joseph and Matt on the block. Matt wins the veto. That does not bode well for Joseph. And I think we finally lose Joseph at 4, it seems. Yeah, Cam and Joseph are locking in, though. Matt evicts Lisa. Okay. So it's the boys in the final 3. Matt wins part 1. Cam wins part 2. Cam wins part 3. And evicts Joseph. He makes the move that he has to make. It's a Cam, Matt Hardiman final 3, or final 2. And Cam wins a 4-3 vote. Wow. Okay. Well, Cam 1, Matt 2, Joseph 3, Lisa 4. All right. We're zooming through this. We have a 16-person cast. We're going to do it in order of placement. So Tiffany probably played the most dominant game. This is what I'm talking about, BB23, by the way. They all have so many pictures. We've got Tiffany. We got Whitney as the runner-up of this season. It's just so annoying. It's so annoying. We have, I think Azza was the 3rd place finisher. And we have, of course, Brent, who snuck his way in. And then we go into BB24, where, of course, Pooch played one of the most dominant games in Big Brother history. Monty was the runner-up, again, which is kind of funny. Nicole Lyog had a pretty good game. And Brittany Hoops secures her 4th place spot. A lot of repeats on BB24. 25, Riley snuck in. And then we had the dominant alliance of Felicia, Mimi, and Izzy. And in the final group, of course, we had the dynamic duo of Lisa and Joseph. But neither of them reached the mountaintop, as Matt Hardiman and Cam Sullivan-Brown ended up in the top 6. So what's the women to men breakdown? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 7, pretty good. We got pretty close. So we are going to do some relationships here. Azza, of course, was... She actually didn't have that many relationships. I'm not going to give Azza anything. She won her way to the end, basically. Tiffany, honestly, the 23 people, I feel like they didn't have that much. You know what I mean? It was kind of a very fluid game. Tiffany, Whitney, and Brent were all working together to some capacity. But let's go to Brent. So Brent and Tiffany probably got small bonds, as does Brent and Whitney. Then we go to Brittany Hoops, who kind of had nothing the whole game. She was working in that big alliance, so I'd give her a slight bond with all of her people. But again, nothing crazy. Cam Sullivan-Brown. He bonded pretty hard with Matt. They got to the final 2 together, so I'll give him that. He also had a thing with Joseph. Felicia Cannon. I think this is the strongest group. This was a pretty strong bond. I'll give him a medium bond, so there's some room for flexibility. But Felicia, Mimi, and Izzy were pretty locked in together. Izzy just got to fix the Mimi bond. Pooch, of course, he had his people. He had his people pretty strongly. Joseph Rodriguez, unbreakable bond with Lisa Weintraub. And maybe a bit of bad blood with Matt Hardiman. Or I guess more likely with Cam Sullivan-Brown. Lisa, we already did all of her stuff. Matt Hardiman, we already did. Mimi, of course, has her bond with Izzy and Felicia, which we already established. Monty, we've already done his. He's got a small thing with her. Nicole Lyog. Riley's kind of a free agent. Tiffany, of course, has her bonds with her 23ers. She was kind of playing all sides, so. All right. Very good. Now it's time to do the profiles very quickly. We're going to zoom through this. I'm not even going to worry about the comp stuff. The comp stuff is an open field. Fuck it. I will say, though, off the bat, Pooch is a strategic mastermind. That's been established. Tiffany's a strategic mastermind. That's been established. I would say Joseph and Lisa had very strong games. Cam played a very good social game. Azza ended up being a really good competitor, so I'll give her that. Izzy played a really, really strong strategic game as well. But she was very treacherous. Brittany, I don't think, had too much going on. Neither did Brent. Basically, I'm giving the players who played very well a bit of the benefit of the doubt. I think this is about right. I feel good about this. Lisa's a 5 competitor. That's true. I'll give Lisa a 5 for her competition prowess. And you know what? Matt Hardiman, I'm going to give him a 4 for social. I don't know how he made it so far. That's Mimi. Very scientific. I agree. Okay, well, here we go. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. The grand final. Best player of the new era. Izzy, Mimi, and Felicia are already locked in, of course. They pull in Azza. I like that, because Azza's kind of the odd man out of the BB23ers. Here's the other 23ers bonding. Monty and Pooch. Pooch is trying to figure something out. Interesting that Mimi and Felicia say Izzy already got her win. It's time for one of us. First HOH. Mama Fee. What a great first HOH. Puts up Whitney and Lisa. Interesting. Lisa's a scary person to target. You better hope your shot lands. Joseph wins, and we know who Joseph's unbreakable ally is. And just like that, Felicia's plans have been foiled. Felicia names Riley as their replacement. I mean, they did have beef on this season. It was kind of, she was the odd woman out, her and Jag. All right, 2 blonde women on the block. Tragedy for Allison Grodner. We missed the evicted house guest. I think it was Whitney. It was Whitney, though. All right, bye, Whitney. So Riley survives. Tiffany and Brent dissolve. All right, BB23, we got a lot of free agents. Matt Hardiman, a total wild card. Damn, Matt and Lisa, there's some outstanding beef here. Tiffany wins the veto. She's definitely a lone wolf these days. Doesn't use it, and I think you have to snipe Lisa out of the game here. And they do. Tough run for Lisa. Week 2 evictee once again. Joseph's all by himself. Pooch doesn't have much going on. It looks like the BB25 women are kind of running this house. That's how it appears to me. Azza is working with them. Puts up Monty and Brent. Not the biggest players in the game. Cam wins a veto. Remember, Cam's here. Doesn't use it. By a vote of 11-0, Monty is booted. Okay. So let's just take stock. All of the winners are still in the game. The winners being Izzy, Cam, Pooch, and Tiffany. But the best position by far, I think, has to be Felicia and Mimi, it seems to me. Now it's Izzy. Now Izzy's the best position person. Because she still has those Izzy-Felicia, or the Mimi-Felicia bonds, but now she branches out for Riley and Brittany, scooping up some of these free agents. And just like that, 2 of her free agents are in the top 3, and they win HOH. And they're striking at Izzy's alliance, which honestly is kind of good for Izzy. She's kind of been ousted by Mimi and Felicia. Wins the veto. Doesn't use it. Brent and Joseph, watch them. They're up to some shit. Azza gets booted. Okay. I think it would have been better for Izzy if Mimi was booted, but what are you going to do? Cam gets another HOH. Puts up Mimi and Felicia. They're too obvious of a duo. It looks like Izzy found the perfect time to jump ship. Brittany wins the veto. Shouldn't use it. Oh, yeah, it does use it. There's a plan. Who's the back door? Damn, Joseph and Lisa truthers. Losif stands in shambles. There they go. Looks like the 26ers are getting kind of cooked. All they got left is what? Matt and Cam. Cam's playing a pretty good game so far. This dissolves. They say we're too big of a target together. But they're still in this thing. Now Izzy is distinctly running the game. Brittany gets the HOH, one of Izzy's allies. Puts up two nobodies, basically, in the context of this game. She wins the veto. Keeps it the same. By a vote of 8-0, Nicole is booted. Brent, a bit of a pawn these days. Yeah, I mean, look, here's what I'll say. Don't wait too long on Pooch, guys. I'm just saying, don't wait too long on Pooch. Don't wait too long on Tiffany. You've got this game in the palm of your hand, Izzy. I'm just a little worried that you got some sharks just waiting for their move, their time to make a move. It's worrying. Cam gets another HOH. That's number 3 for him. Puts up Felicia and Mimi again. Pooch enters the fray, winning a veto. I think it's good for Pooch getting one of Felicia or Mimi out. It's going to be Felicia. Mimi survives the block again. The thing is, like, they're running out of time. Because now Izzy, all she has is Riley, Brittany, and Mimi. Losing Felicia is kind of good for Izzy because now Mimi's like locked in with her, but there's still a lot of wild cards on this board. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay, I mean, Izzy's chosen to align with the Sharks as opposed to getting them out, which I think is an interesting idea. Tiffany and Pooch get in the alliance. All the winners. All 4 winners, plus Riley and Brittany. Definitely like the big threats alliance you hope for on a lot of returning player seasons. Izzy still has her inner circle with Riley and Brittany within the 6, and she has Mimi as an outlet person. Firmly running the game at this point. I don't think there's... The only person who Izzy doesn't have something with is Matt, I believe. Matt and Brent. But she's doing well. But good for Pooch and Tiffany getting in something. Uh-oh, Izzy. This was one of the outliers. Puts up Mimi and Tiffany. Okay. Matt wins the veto, too. Locks it down. I kind of like this play from Matt. I mean, Mimi is kind of the wrong shot to take. But it lands on her. Of course, Tiffany has her alliance. This one dissolves, which is really bad for Izzy. Izzy kind of loses most of her power here. She lost Mimi last week. Loses her edge, and now it's an even playing field, rather. Cam gets another HOH. Puts up the boys. Kind of a ridiculous choice by Cam, but he's aligned with everyone else. What are you going to do? Brent's going to save himself with another veto. And it's Pooch as the replacement nom. Okay. I mean, Pooch should be safe. He should have the votes pretty easily here. Not easily, but he survives. He survives. Insane to miss your shot on Pooch at this point. And now looking at this field, it's like Izzy's in a good spot, but not as good of a spot as she used to be. Pooch, it seems like that was the spot he had to survive, and he did. Tiffany's been laying low. I kind of like Cam as a winner right now, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, you can't leave a player like Pooch in the game that long. Something like this is always going to happen. It's always going to happen. You can't do that. And then his number 1 ally immediately wins HOH. Oh boy. Puts up Brent and Cam. Brittany locks up the weak. Uses it on Cam. There's a backdoor of Tiffany. Oh, Pooch is playing everyone like a fiddle. So I want to give Brittany her credit, but getting a Tiffany backdoor right here. I still think Brent's going to go because of the alliance structure, but... Brent. All right, there's some movement. Yeah, this is Pooch's plan. It's a 2-2 tie. I mean, he's a strategic mastermind. He aligned with Brittany right before Brittany wins HOH. Backdoors Tiffany, swings over Izzy. What an insane play to take out, in my opinion, either the best or the best player of the new era. Best or second best. The only competition really is Pooch. Someone better look at Pooch. Look at that. He said, "You're no longer HOH. I use you for all you're good for. Your 1 week of power. Now we move." Absolute cutthroat demon. Joe Pucciarelli. Riley's HOH. Interesting. Puts up Brent and Cam. Hey, don't sleep on Izzy either, by the way. Izzy's just kind of... Oh, God. Riley's making a play. Is it against Pooch? Is it Izzy or Pooch? Who's she making the play on? I think whoever she puts up between Izzy and Pooch, the other one wins the game. That's how it feels to me. Whether it's Izzy or Pooch. It's Pooch. Oh, boy. And Izzy's scooping up Brittany. Pooch got a little bit arrogant. Said, I don't need you anymore, Brittany. 3 votes. He got cocky. He got way too cocky. And it all comes down to Izzy's vote. Izzy fumbles the game if she evicts Brett right here. Izzy, don't do this. Executes. And Pooch is cut at 6. And now all of a sudden, this reminds me of like BB27 a little bit. Tyler got hold of the game. Cody shut that shit down. For a second, it looked like Pooch took over for Izzy. Izzy took that shit right back. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They said, fuck it, we're targeting you, Grodner. Allison and Rich sit on the block. But yeah, Brent's fighting for his life, I guess, is basically what's happening. Cam gets the HOH. He's stacking comp wins. Izzy better make sure Brent doesn't win this veto. Uh-oh. Cam, I think, saves Izzy's life here. Yeah. Puts up Riley. What do you do here? I think you have to take Riley out, right? God, Izzy's playing a really good endgame here. By a vote of 1-1. This had to be Cam and Izzy, right? Yeah, Cam and Izzy are the two now to boot out Riley. I did not, Shay. I have not been watching day 2. So Izzy with 0 comp wins, effortlessly running the game. Cam running the comps along with Brittany. They've got, what is that, 11 wins between the two of them? And Brent's kind of been just fighting for his life the whole time. Brent gets the HOH, though. Is Izzy getting cut? Oh, boy. Puts up Izzy and Cam. Izzy's not winning the veto. Brent is. And doesn't use it. Fuck. I think Izzy got just the worst case scenario here. I mean, he can't vote. It's all down to Brittany. Evicts Cam. Shoutouts to Izzy. Surviving that. And we get to the final 3. This is dicey all of a sudden. Because Brent could just win out. And that's it. He just wins the game. I think both Izzy and Brittany would cut Brent. But, like, you gotta beat him. All right, Izzy gets part 1. Oh, boy. It's Brent and Brittany. This season ends with Brent comping out. Izzy votes for Brittany to win. Cam votes for Brittany. Riley votes for Brittany. Brittany Hoops wins in a 5-2 vote. Wow. So I think interesting season. Devastating ending for Izzy. I think that's the only set of comp outcomes that loses her the game. I think the best player, if we're evaluating this new world that I've created, I think the best player has to be Izzy. She's got a dominant winning game and a really impressive third place game. I think you gotta give a lot of credit for Pooch as well. Dominant winning game and then a good run to like 6th. And then it's probably Brittany or like Tiffany. Tiffany played a really good game and won. Shout out to Cam too. I mean, Cam made it super deep. Yeah, I think Cam has a good argument too. Definitely a comp beast. Riley had pretty good runs. She made it to like 5th twice, like 4th and 5th or something. Thanks Anonymous for gifting Myleni, or Cam Myleni. Probably Cammy Lenny would be my guess. But that'll do it. What a shit show of a stream. I gotta take a break from Brent Steele. I feel like my brain is fried. I got it, Jerry. But that'll do it. That was something. I'm gonna go watch Love Island and then fall asleep probably. That's my plan. So I appreciate you guys.